Okay, I have like 19 projects on my desk area right here, but I was going to do a really quick walkthrough of my Bible journal because I'm taking it to TV on Friday, and I have done several walkthroughs, several like demos and stuff like that that you can go back and find, but I wanted to share the most current Bible journal. So I'm going to go kind of fast just because I've done a slower version before, but with more details, like I said, with the products and stuff and how-tos. So today's just a quick little journey through. So that's my first little page there. Here is Genesis. I've shared these before. Try not to miss any pages. I did a lot of, obviously there's a lot of great stories in Genesis, but I've done a lot in Genesis. My goal is to do at least one from every book of the Bible. This is a more recent one. This was Exodus, and I went to a Seder over Passover, and so I actually put a photo and then did a little tip-in where I taped it there so I could still read the stories. And I've said this before, my personal goal is to not cover up the words, so I can't read the Bible. Some people do because they have other Bibles that they can read, so it's really a personal preference. So I do cover them, but I always try to do things so that you could still read them if you wanted. Let's see. And I try to do one a month. Of course, when I first got it, I did like one every couple days. But I've slowed down recently, but my goal is to at least do 12 a year. Some people do a new Bible journal every single year. That's not my goal right now. I'd like to do this one as long as I can. So I just did this one on my mission trip, and I'm going to be talking about this page because this is a sticker, a clear sticker that you can print your photos on, which I love doing, and then putting over the words. And so in this case, this was our motto for the trip, the verse that we chose: declare his glory among the nations and his marvelous works among the people. And so I went to Brazil in July for my 7th visit, and wanted to kind of commemorate that trip in my Bible. And I love that it's been such a great thing for me as a creative person to have this, because it helps really cement some of these lessons. I made this recently. It's a glassine pocket, and I can pull this out, and so you can still, again, read the pages underneath. So I do all kinds of techniques, watercolors and stamps and stickers and stuff like this. And this is another tip-in. A tip-in is just a little sheet that you create where you journal, and then you tape it on with a washi, and that way you can flip it back and forth. This one is a wax paper technique where you print on wax paper, then you print on the reverse, you flip it down and you rub it on. So this is actually me sitting with a group, or actually the group, and I was taking a photo of them, so I'll say my mom sitting with a group in Israel on the southern steps. And so then this is a verse that discusses those southern steps. So like I said, I'm just going kind of fast through it just because I won't have time to show the specific pages, because we're talking more about techniques and supplies and more specifically with children, how to really get this started with children. And so I think these are really great. My mom, I got her one. I think these will be really great treasures for family to have, and for kids, if they're anything like me, to be able to go through. This was another trip I took. Isaiah 6:8. Here I am, send me. It's one of my favorite verses. Anyway, so I think this really helps. It helps me cement just the lessons and the verses. And a lot of times, this was my word of the year last year. Shine. I wanted to help other people, really help them have bright lights. This one was a Mother's Day sermon, and so a lot of times, like, I'll take like a little snippet from the sermon that is really memorable. The pastor, Jack Graham, said, we don't need a great faith, we need a faith and a great God. And so I just will do that. Great is your faith. And then I did this verse, and then I talked about my mom's faith and how that's influenced me. But like I said, I'll take little starred pieces of a sermon that really stick out. This was from an If Gathering last year. You go where you are sent and stay where you are put and give what you've got until you're done. It's Jill Briscoe. I love that. Another one of the pictures from Israel. So I do a lot of photos from things that remind me of the Bible, like events that bring me to Jesus, whether they be mission trips or just vacations. And do a lot of journal sermons or just little things like that that happen throughout the weeks. This is a Christmas one. They have a lot of lines like Illustrated Faith. You can now, what's really exciting to see in like Michael's and Hobby Lobby, they are started having all these Bible journaling sections. So that is the Garden Tomb, by the way. So some of the pages are thicker than others, but I'm going to keep going in this Bible till I literally can't go anymore. So just did a lot from the If Gathering. I've gone 2 years now, and just have a rich with information. So definitely would like to do more conferences, but time is of the essence. So obviously I'm not flipping it long enough for you to be able to read them, not because I don't want you to be able to read them, but I just wanted to do this quickly. Here is Greece this last spring. Went to Mars Hill where Paul preached, so that was really exciting. I have another one from Corinthians. This is this year's word of the year is hope. So, and I'm doing a whole book about my word of the year. This is another one of those. This is from actually in Corinth when I went to visit this spring when I was in Greece, and this is one of those photo overlays, and so you can still see those words, which I love. And sometimes I just do my favorite verse just because that's what I feel like doing, and it doesn't have to necessarily do with whatever's going on in the sermon. So, sorry, it's not a great. Sometime I'll do I just thought that was a fun page. It's about the body. We were learning about the body of Christ, and so I did the whole little operation guy. This is the theme for this last year's If Gathering. This is a napkin technique that you can, I think I did a little tutorial about that, but you take like the top layer of the napkin. So this was Thanksgiving, and these were actually our Thanksgiving napkins. So that's kind of a fun little reminder. This one I just cut out some flowers with just scrapbook paper. So look at one more. Another one of the If Gathering. So that's it. Like I said, I'll do a better one sometime, but right now my goal is just to keep going. I love this chunky little book. Just to keep going until I literally can't fit anything in there anymore, which should be a while. I'm not going to do it year by year, and then I'll, at that point, maybe decorate the cover and stuff. But right now, since it's being used so much, it's just pointless because it'll get all rubbed off. So anyway, I love Bible journaling. It has been a great outlet for me and a great way for me to help cement some of these lessons that I'm learning, much more so than just journaling them. Being able to do it in an artistic way just appeals to, of course, my personality.